So me and my family just moved into a place I haven't seen before, so I was foreign to the area. And on top of that, I was grounded for something I did, but that's a story for another time. Since I was grounded for 2 weeks, I had nothing but time to come up with things I wanted to do as soon I wasn't grounded anymore. So I was mostly on the internet, just looking up stuff that I can do around the area and gathering tools that I would need to complete those activities. So after 2 weeks passed by, I went to the nearest airport at like 2 a.m. and I looked for a certain plane. It was snowing and it was really difficult to see anything or anyone because of it. So I waited, scouted the area. After a while, I found the plane and I checked if somebody was nearby. But when I saw that nobody was nearby, I dashed the plane. I ran mad fast. I was like flash, you feel me? But anyways, I got to the airplane and I was able to craft the motor key while I was grounded and I used it on the plane. I was able to get in, put my duffel bag that I took with me and put it on the seat next to me. When I got into the plane and when I was closing the door, caught a glimpse of someone staring at me. I'm like, what does he want? And he seemed to be like running at me. But I couldn't wait. He probably wanted to tell me that my fit was fire, but I had a goal to accomplish, so I didn't have any time for that. Anyways, I put the airplane in drive. As I was going, I forgot that I don't know how to fly an airplane. So I was just panicking, and it was like snowing really hard, so I could barely see anything. But after a minute, I realized I had Google Maps. I could just follow my GPS on Google Maps, put it to my destination, just get there. So that's exactly what I did. I went up to the air, and once I got like good height, I put my airplane in pilot mode. Just slept the whole way out. I say it was like about 5 hours until I got there. So like after 5 hours, I got there, and it was already looking beautiful. You see, since it was snowing in New York at the time, I wanted to take a vacation to somewhere else. And that somewhere else I chose was Antarctica. Yes, sir. Man, I just saw mad penguins, mad polar bears. It was beautiful, honestly. But after a minute, I realized I don't know how to fly an airplane. So how am I gonna land? Then I should start panicking. I'm like, what am I gonna do? And then I saw a parachute right next to me. I said, you only live once. I took the parachute and I jumped out. I also had my duffel bag with me, but I'm also flying with a duffel bag and I'm just screaming like I just don't know what to do. But I manned up, I pulled the parachute, and I was able to land safely on the ground. After landing safely on the ground and getting myself together, I realized, how am I gonna get back home? I just jumped out the airplane. And as soon as I was finished with that sentence, I just hear a loud boom. And I'm like, oh my God, how am I gonna get back home? So then I decided to just walk straight to my airplane and just, I don't know, see what I can do. But on the way to my airplane, I saw this polar bear. He was looking at me. And then he started charging at me. You see, I can't talk about what happened next because, YouTube go demonetize me, you feel me? So let's just say after a while, I decided to just take a nap. Decided to just make a campfire, made a tent out of fur. You know what I'm saying? I was hungry, so I made some, you know what I'm saying? I made some food, put some seasoning on that junk. Had some seasoning in my bag just in case. And then I got the itis and I fell asleep. After a while, I'm sleeping, I woke up and I heard mad sounds outside my tent. So then when I got outside my tent and took a look outside, I just seen like almost 50 wolves just looking at me. And then I ran back inside. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? What am I gonna do? And then I realized there was only one thing I can do. I reached in my duffel bag, grabbed my speaker, then I started playing NCI Ready by Tay Flock. And then as soon as they was about to tap me, they started dancing. I was like, yeah. And then I went outside, got sturdy. They all started looking at me. And then I decided to teach them how to get sturdy. So we're just all getting sturdy. I decided to bring out the Henny in my duffel bag. Because why not? You feel me? But because I'm a lightweight, I passed out. So after like a minute of sleeping, I woke up and all the wolves were gone. I'm like, okay. So I grabbed my duffel bag. I started walking for a little bit, the same way to my airplane. And then tears were brought down from my eyes. The airplane was fixed, and all the wolves were just standing around there. It was crazy, man. So then I got on my airplane. I thanked every single one of the wolves. I drove off into the sunrise. Drove off into the sunrise, and I went back home. But within those 5 hours of going back home, I looked up how to fly an airplane, so I was prepared. So after I reached the airport, I went down, accidentally broke the front two wheels, and but I landed on the floor though. I got out the airplane and booked it. I needed to get back home before my mom found out that I was gone. All in all, I like to tell you guys these stories because I feel like you guys can learn something from my mistakes that I made in the past. And I try to make it my mission to help the future generation just become better than I was and my generation. So all in all, the moral of the story is never judge a book by its cover. Peace.